Friday, December 8th, around 8:45 in the morning. I've got my coffee here, but where I am not is at the clinic doing my volunteer shift. I've had to take a bit of a leave of absence until this spine issue resolves itself more. Being in a place where I need to actually be of assistance is not really something that I can do right now, so I can barely walk. I did take a shower this morning. It took about 90 minutes to shower and then get out and get dressed, and it was just not good. I didn't sleep as well last night as I did the night before, and I'm a little bit more uncomfortable today. One of the things that I had been reading about with the treatment is to not do too much of one thing at a time. So I've been kind of like, I'll be at the desk for an hour and then I'll go lay down flat on my back in bed with my legs propped up over my hips for an hour. And that seemed to help me get through yesterday. So that's kind of what I'm going to do today. But I am in more pain today. I did take my ibuprofen this morning, and I'm wearing my heat pad again that is strapped to my back. So I've been trying to think of some things that I can do from bed. It hurts to lay on my side or just sit up in bed, probably just because of the cushion not keeping my spine still. So it's basically, when I'm in bed, it's a lay flat with legs up kind of thing. So just trying to think of some things that I can do in bed. I can read, but of course holding a heavy book up over your head is a little bit tough. The book that I'm reading right now is a large hardbound book, so I might switch to like just a trade paperback today and see if just, reading something that's a little bit lighter is a little bit easier to hold up. Also something that on the suggestion of a friend yesterday, and I started doing last night, which worked out surprisingly well, is writing letters. So I have pen pals, and I have quite a few pen pal letters that I'm a little bit behind on because I just haven't really been up to writing. But somebody suggested yesterday, why don't you type it? Because my penmanship is not all that great to begin with. And it tends to get worse depending on how bad my shoulders are. And of course, on top of the back issues, the weather is getting colder. So my shoulders have just been awful. So my penmanship suffered. My penmanship gets worse depending on the shoulders. So someone suggested that I type my letters, and what I did last night from bed, with laying flat, and I had the phone up over my head, was I was using the notes program on my iPhone to type my letter. And then I used the Bluetooth and just sent it to my printer and printed it off when I was done. And the next time I got up, I took it off the printer. And I'm still sending my pen pals a nice handmade card. So I would take the card, and I would write just a very quick reading and explain why I typed my letter and my closing and my signature inside, and folded the printout and put it in the envelope and sealed it up, and boom, I was like, wow, that was super easy. So, and of course I can hold a letter up over my head and read in bed without too much stress or strain on my arms. So it's like, yes. So if you are one of my pen pals and you happen to be reading this, chances are that typewritten letter is coming from bed, but it's not nearly as sexy as it sounds. So hopefully, I know a big thing of the pen pal community is kind of the revolution of going back to the handmade and the handwritten, and a little bit less dependence on electronics. And here I am using my, iPhone 7 to write a letter and then Bluetooth send it to my printer so I can mail it. But I can't imagine any one of my pen pals, who are lovely people, will take issue with me not handwriting a letter. So anyway, I'll be doing that, and I have those all ready to go. I'll be doing that some more today from my rest, and reading. I probably won't be doing some house cleaning. Our bathroom really needs to be cleaned. It's looking a little dank and gross in there. I normally clean on Mondays. My routine is pretty simple. We just have a small bathroom. I just scrub the toilet, scrub the sink, wash the mirror, sweep them off the floor. Like, boom, that's it. That's all we have in there. I'll clean the shower, but I usually clean the shower like every other week. And that's usually like when I'm in there. I'll spray the shower, then I'll wash it down as I'm showering in there. But that probably needs to be done too. And it's not something that got done this week, so I'm hoping that Rod will help me out with that. Tomorrow's his early night. He should be home by like 7 or 8 tomorrow, so hopefully he'll have an hour of housework in him, because I think we can also use some vacuuming and present wrapping, and I really do feel bad that I have to rely on him so much to do stuff right now. It did take me an hour and a half to shower, and I decided to not even put on my leggings this morning after my shower, just because it was quite painful just, you know, getting my underwear on, because I didn't want to have to bend over and like adjust the leggings on my legs and then pull it out. So I was like, screw it, here's some sweatpants. So whatever. So that's what I have kind of planned for today, kind of here and there. Some crafty stuff. I have some more Christmas cards that I'm working on. This is nothing, all of my mailed Christmas cards have been mailed. Just some Christmas cards to put gift cards in for Rod's employees and my my godsons who are teenagers and just prefer gift cards. Stuff like that. So just like cards that are going to be handed to people. So still working on a couple of those. I have, oh my goodness. Those are cats. That's cats crashing around. I have a pocket letter that I'm going to be making today. I did decide to crack open the 123 punch board, the envelope punch board, and I'm a little bit excited about that. I didn't save any of the examples because they was just using crappy paper, but I was thinking what I like to do when I make my pocket letters is I like to make little envelopes to hold the goodies in that I'll slip in the pockets. And I was thinking, why, I mean, I have a file already all saved on the Cricut for my exact dimensions. You know, I was going to quickly run off some envelopes, and I was like, oh, why don't I just take this time to learn how to use some of the punch boards? So I successfully figured out how to do that. And the envelopes that I need are actually smaller than what they recommend. So it took some trial and error, and I actually figured out a smaller than what appears on their chart, a smaller way to make the envelope. And then, like, in a completely different conversation in a crafty Facebook group last night, I saw somebody, someone had linked a calculator that We Are Memory Keepers offers online to help with those dimensions. And I was like, oh man, I spent all that time trying to figure it out. But to be fair, I did actually Google how to make that size envelope, and it showed nothing about the calculator, so I didn't know that existed. So I'm going to bookmark that calculator for future reference so it doesn't drive me crazy. But so instead of the Cricut, I'll be doing some old-fashioned handmade envelopes. So I'm going to be working on a pocket letter. I really like to get that mailed on Monday because I feel like I just keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, and now I need to focus on it because some of it's a Christmas gift for my friend, and I really would like to get that Happy Mail in the mail for her. It seems like, you know, everything that I want to do just takes second fiddle. I had a very large custom order for one of my repeat buyers, and I just finished it last night, and it shipped out today. Rod was kind enough to bring it to the post office for me this morning, so I didn't have to drive, along with some of my pen pal letters that I wrote from bed last night. So I just finished that. So now it's like I have a little bit more freedom, and I can do some of my creative projects. I can work on those fun Christmas cards that I want to work on. I have the Berry Happy Holidays Lawn Fun set, which I haven't even had a chance to play with yet. So I'm going to be cracking that open. The pocket letter, the rest of the Happy Mail, pulling that together. I'd like to get that shipped on Monday. I have some Valentine's Day card ideas that I'm ready to pump out. I have the latest design from Gerda Steiner for her December challenge. It's this cute little bunny rabbit, and of course I love bunny rabbits, so I want to get that colored, and I want to get that designed into something to show Gerda. I have some D-Stash stuff that I want to work on. Most of my D-Stash is already listed on eBay, but I still have the Amuse Studio set. I want to get that on eBay because it's, you know, Christmas. Somebody might need that very soon. And also I have my my 10 subscriber giveaway, which is already posted. So look back for just a quick video on that if you're interested in joining or for signing up for that giveaway. I've got one person signed up so far, and I feel so excited that somebody actually is like listening to me. Hi, wave. Feel free to chat anytime. Anyway, so I have that going on. But I did want to show off really quick that my Blick order came in yesterday, and so did AliExpress. I had forgotten that I placed this little AliExpress order just for some buttons, and they're really cute, and I wanted to show them off. They're just little painted wood buttons. They're so cute. I don't use a lot of wood buttons, but these were too cute to resist. And then I got these ones, which I probably will use because they're neutral colors. Just different shades of brown with like the faux painted stitch border on them. So those came yesterday. I forgot that I had ordered them. So then I went back and ordered more last night because they're really cute. And then for Blick, I got, Blick is my favorite site to get my refills for my Spectrum Noir markers because they have them all, first of all. And second of all, they do free shipping. If you reach like, I think it's like $35 or whatnot. And I know that you can get some of them now on Consumer Crafts, and they actually do have one of the colors that I need. But Consumer Crafts doesn't count them as part of their free shipping. Because it's alcohol, they can't ship them via an air method, so they can't ship them via an expedited method. So you have to pay separately to have them ground shipped. But for some reason, Consumer Crafts is charging you like a super high premium. It's like $10-something to have one bottle shipped to you, when ground method is the economical, like, cheap method that takes weeks to reach you. I don't get it, but they can't ship it. They have to ship it separately. So from they don't have to ship it separately from the rest of your stuff, but they can't ship it. They can't ship it in an expedited method. So anyway, so Blick, I got this huge package of Canson XL watercolor paper, which is recommended by Christina Warner. I haven't used this kind before. I use Strathmore 300 watercolor paper. Oops. I just found my daughter's school picture. Isn't she adorable? And I like it. I really do like it a lot better than what I had been using before, which is a watercolor paper that I just picked up at like Walmart, which I don't really like. But I really like how like extra bright. Of course, my lighting in here is awful, but the Canson is a lot whiter to me than the Strathmore, and it feels a little bit smoother. So if I've been happy with the Strathmore, I can imagine how happy I'll be with the Canson. And the Canson feels a little bit thinner than the Strathmore, which is nice because maybe I can use it to make larger cards and not have to worry about adding to the weight, like make an A7 card from it and not worry so much about adding to the weight so that it goes over the 1 ounce for postage. So I think that this is something that I'm going to really enjoy. I know it's still not top of the line watercolor paper, but I'm always in the market for trying something new, especially if it's affordable. And this was $5.49. That's pretty affordable. So the only other things that I got were my Spectrum Noir alcohol markers. Now, rumor has it you can use your alcohol marker refills for alcohol techniques, which I don't do. I might someday. So far, it doesn't interest me, but it might, interest me someday, and then I'll have them. So I do not have all of the Spectrum Noir refills. I buy them as not necessarily as I go, but I buy them as I need them. And in this case, I picked out a couple that I thought I might be running a little bit low on, in terms of in the marker, just to qualify enough to hit the free shipping mark. So yeah, it must be $35 because I spent $36.71. So I was out of a couple of these colors, and I'll do it off camera, but I have to refill those markers, and I grabbed a couple that I thought were running low. And I kid you not, like the day after I placed this order, I ran out of a couple other colors. I still need TN3, CT4, AG1, and GG1. So I started keeping a list in my planner of ones that just to order the next time I go to Blick. I'm sure eventually I will have a good deal of refills. But right now I'm just kind of buying them as I need them because they are expensive. They're more expensive per marker than it is per marker. Even with Blick's price, it's $4.46 a bottle. But there's like 12 or 14 different refills per marker. So this, I mean, it easily makes it like a 5-year supply for me. So what I've been doing to keep track, because there are so many Spectrum Noir colors, this is the chart that I made, and I actually cut them and taped them together so that it could be a folding chart. So this is my homemade Spectrum Noir chart using their free printables. And what I've been doing to kind of keep track at a glance so I don't have to go through the cabinet where I keep the markers, is when I get a color of a refill, I'll just put a little tick mark, a check mark on top of the color on my chart. So that way I know at a very quick glance, you know, my BT1's getting a little dry. Look at the chart. Oh, I've got that one. So I'll just go to my cabinet. And if I don't and the marker's getting a little dry, it goes on my list for the next time that I place my Dick Blick order. So I will go through, and then I figured while I was going through, I would check this stuff off while I have you. So the first one I got is TB3, True Blue 3. It's a nice blue color. It's this one right here. It is a favorite of mine. I'm actually surprised I didn't run out of it sooner. So I'm going to put a little check mark in front of that so that I know that I have TB3. FS2, Flesh Tone 2. This is one that I'm actually out of. This marker is dry. This was the main reason why I had placed that order. I don't just use it for my flesh tones. I like to use all colors for flesh tones. I also use it for an ivory when I'm doing ivory stuff because it's a nice sort of ivory color. So flesh 2, and even the box shows it as pink. It's not pink. It really is a nice, really light ivory color. TB1, True Blue 1. It's in the same color family as the True Blue 3. Perfect. Moving on. I do keep them in the boxes when I store them too. Each one comes with its own dropper from the decanter, and I know some people will just put the dropper right in it and then call it a day. I don't. I put it back in the plastic and then I put it back in the box. Someday, you know, we'll have a house of our own and I'll have an actual craft room and I can have lovely little shelves all over the walls and be able to do that. Right now I don't, and a lot of my stuff has to be portable. So this is basically how it comes, and it's got the dropper on the side of it. So I'll break the seal and use the dropper, and then I'll put the dropper back in here and put this back in the box. And this is exactly how I'll store it, in the drawer, in the box, everything together with its original dropper. So we've got LY2, that's a light yellow 2, which is a really pale and beautiful light yellow color, and actually is lighter in color than the LY1. So the LY2 becomes my blender color basically for that family. So that's why I seem to be running out a lot out of my really, really pale colors right now. It's because those are the ones that I used for my blending. And I use them more. HB1. I believe that's Hibiscus Blue 1. It's actually a beautiful purple color. And again, it's the lightest in that color family. So that's the one that I use to blend the most. And that will probably be why I'm running out of it sooner. BT3. Blue Turquoise 3. Which was a bit of a surprise to me. This one right here. I already had 1 and 2, and I thought that because I relied on 1 and 2 so much but I was still running out of 3, so apparently I used 3 too. Now I have them all. I needed it. That marker is pretty close to being dry. LY1, which is the companion to the LY2 that I just looked at. So I use these two a lot together. And then that's it. Cool. So that is seven new Spectrum Noir colors for my collection combined with the ones I already have. And I do have that list of four more that I need that I will get at my next Dick Blick order. I don't think there's anything in there that's an emergency that I need to. Kind of like with everything else, I don't like to pay for shipping if I don't have to. If it's not an emergency, I'll wait until I have enough stuff to hit that threshold. So that is it for my Dick Blick order. I can't wait to do some more watercolor coming up soon, and I was so excited to have that Canson paper and to try something else. I have the excuse me, the watercolor, so sorry, the watercolor pencils, and I also love to, I have watercolors, but I also love to use my Distress ink as watercolors, and I have a lot of fun with watercoloring. I like it so much. I'm very excited. So anyway, so that's Dick Blick. Boom. So that's pretty much it. I guess the only other thing that I wanted to mention is that it's Friday, so that means that it's payday, so I have the weekly bills to pay. And I'll get more into that when I have more presentable things that I don't mind showing on camera in January, in terms of just trying to hold myself accountable to you to make sure that I'm paying the bills and paying off bills for sort of our modified version of the Total Money Makeover from Dave Ramsey. I always like to just verify to make sure that the paycheck hit the account, and it did. Our paycheck was direct deposited this morning, so I went ahead and paid the electric bill, which is not due until the 14th, but it still has to come out of this paycheck, so I figured I'd go ahead and pay it. And the other bill that we have due is a credit card, which is the one thing my husband actually has to pay, because for some reason the login doesn't work at the home computer. He has to do it from his phone. I had a nice Etsy paycheck last week, so I prepaid part of the electric last week, and also one of the credit card bills that was due this week, so that's, you know, that's already been checked off the list, which throws a little bit more money back into our budget to push further on down the line to pay other bills, you know, early this month, or set it aside for rent, or set it aside even further to go in the little pot that's gonna be used to help make a payment on a larger payment on a credit card to get that paid off. But again, I'll get into more details with all of that next month, but that's kind of what's going on for us. This is a rare month for us. This December is a 5 paycheck month for us, so it's going to seem like we're rich because we have that extra paycheck. It helps a lot because it's Christmas month, so that's kind of like where we get Christmas stuff. You know, for our kids. We have a daughter, and we also have two adult sons and a daughter-in-law that we buy for as well. Then, of course, nieces and nephews and my godsons, and so it really helps to have... It usually actually does work out to be... I don't know if it's all the time, or... Sorry, I have like a dry spot on my arm. I don't know if it's every year, but it does seem like December are often a 5 paycheck month for us, so it's kind of like being able to do Christmas by the skin of your teeth. But we are, you know, of course, taking it easy with Christmas this year and not overdoing it, as they say. Anyway, so I did take care of that this morning like I do every payday. I normally don't do it so early on payday because I normally am at my volunteer shift, so I normally don't even think about money until I'm home in the afternoon and eating my lunch and whatever, but because I'm here and stuff, obviously I looked into it a lot earlier. So, but those are already all taken care of. I just need to remind myself to text my husband to pay that bill, and then we'll pay some other stuff a little bit along down the line and just keep on going. And then when the rest of our bills are cut for January, I'll start working on my January planner, and I'll do that with you guys. Anyway, so that's what I got this morning. I might do another update video later today, depending on how much I get done and crafty stuff, any crafty stuff that I might want to show off. I don't know, maybe. We'll see. But that's what I got for Friday morning so far this weekend. Tomorrow, just being home with Leah. I'm not really in the mood to do much. She can play or do whatever. I'll probably just pretty much be doing this, working on my crafty stuff tomorrow. Sunday we travel because we have the Christmas with my sister and mother and aunt and sisters. And normally my sister-in-law is there, but she's not coming this year. So kind of our first Christmas of the season coming up this weekend, and we actually have to travel for that. So Sunday's kind of a wash. Sunday's kind of a wash. So, oh, I do have all those presents for my nieces and nephew that need to be wrapped. So I'm going to have to ask my husband to help with that, I think, because I don't think I'm all about bending over and trying to wrap things right now. Anyway, I think I'm out. I'm going to get these put away, and I'm going to get probably another cup of warm coffee and settle in, and I might lay down and rest for a little while before coming back to work on my crafty stuff. Just trying to remember to not be in one place for too long. So that's about it. Have a great day. If I don't check in with you later, have an awesome weekend. But hopefully I will check in later and have some actual crafty stuff to show off. But back to crafty stuff. I'm excited to get started on a pocket letter for a friend. I kind of whipped out the, I may have already mentioned this before, whipped out the new 1-2-3 punch board instead of using the Cricut to make some envelopes for pocket letters. So I'm kind of excited to play with that a little bit more. Anyway, so take care, and until next time, bye-bye.